All right. Okay, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is the Serenity Channel online AA group. My name is Henry. I'm your secretary, and I'm also an alcoholic. Okay, we're going to start off this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read information on Alcoholics Anonymous. This is going to be for people who don't know what Alcoholics Anonymous is. This is going to be for anyone who is a newcomer to AA. It's also going to be for anyone who's referring people to AA. But normally, before we start off, we always like to open with a moment of silence. And with this moment of silence, you can do what you want to do with it, you know. But for most of us in AA, what we do with this moment of silence is we say a prayer for the alcoholic who is still suffering. You know, as you all know, there are not only alcoholics out there suffering, but myself, I'm a veteran. I went through treatment program provided through the Long Beach VA, and what we normally do is, you know, we like to start off saying the Serenity Prayer. That's what we would do in our meetings. So I like to stick with that. Or even though this isn't a formal meeting, this is just, you know, like a, you know, for information's sake, I always like to start with the Serenity Prayer. So I wanted to make sure that I express that. This is just for those who are still new. Again, this is for newcomers, and newcomers, you might not have a higher power, and that's fine. We welcome you. And if you don't have a higher power, it's okay. You're in the right place. And I'm going to be presenting information that's really going to help you. And I'm just going to be reading right out of my books. So this is going to be very, very helpful to you. And what I like about this online format is that you can come online. You can check it whenever you want. That's the great thing about it. So anyway, here we go with our Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right. Here we go. Information on Alcoholics Anonymous. This information is both for people who may have a drinking problem or those in contact with people who have or are suspected of having a problem. Most of the information is available in more detail and literature published by AA World Services, Inc. Okay, and also I'm going to provide a link to the AA website on every broadcast. There's going to be a link to AA, where I want everyone to go directly to the AA webpage. Go to the AA webpage. I want everyone to go there. Okay, before every show. That's where we're going to start, at the AA webpage. Okay. Now, okay, what is AA? All right, what is AA? Alcoholics Anonymous is an international fellowship of men and women who have had a drinking problem. It is non-professional, self-supporting, multiracial, apolitical, and available almost everywhere, even online now. There are no age or education requirements. Membership is open to anyone who wants to do something about his or her drinking problem. Okay? Singleness of purpose and problems other than alcohol. Some professionals refer the alcohol and drug addiction, Some professionals refer to alcohol and drug addiction as substance abuse or chemical dependency. Non-alcoholics are therefore sometimes introduced to AA and encouraged to attend AA meetings. Non-alcoholics may attend open AA meetings and observe, but only those with a drinking problem may attend closed AA meetings. That means if you really don't have a drinking problem, then some meetings are closed to the public for only alcoholics. Those are like hardcore meetings where alcoholics really go deep into the problems of why they chose to begin drinking in the first place. That doesn't mean that they don't want people who aren't alcoholics to be there. It just means that this is specifically for them. It's kind of like how some clubs will have a specific night. Like for instance, they'll have like a ladies' night at a dance club, and that night is where ladies don't have to pay. It's just to get more ladies in. What's the same thing with this here? They want more hardcore alcoholics to feel comfortable about sharing their experience, and what they want is to have other hardcore alcoholics all around them to make them feel safe and secure. But there's always an AA meeting somewhere. So if you're looking to find an AA meeting near you, hopefully you're already on the AA website, and there's a locator button right there where you can find you a meeting right now. Okay. All right. Now, what does AA do? Okay, this is 3 separate points to this, and I'm going to break down each one. Okay. Okay. AA members. This is point number 1. AA members share their experience with anyone seeking help from a drinking problem. They give person-to-person service and sponsorship to the alcoholic coming to AA from any source. Okay? Now, the AA program, this is number 2. The AA program set forth 12 steps or offers an alcoholic a way to develop a satisfying life without alcohol. Okay? The 12 steps, again, it's just 1, it's more reading material. 2, I'm going to be providing all of this material to you, and I'm going to be reading from all of this material as well. I will be reading from the 12 and 12 steps. Okay, the 12 steps are here, and the 12 traditions are here. This program, okay, this is number 3. This program is discussed at AA group meetings. Okay. Now, there's an opening by the speaker. So when you go into the AA meeting, there's going to be a speaker there. He's going to open it up, which means he's going to start the meeting. Okay. Okay. Normally at the start of the meetings, there's an attendance. Now, for those who do need to take attendance, there are like court cards. If the court mandates that you go and you pass up your court card. Or if you are in a program, any type of program, men or women, that require you to check in, then that's when you pass your court cards up. Me, myself, when I joined AA, I came in a straight alcoholic, I came in desperate, helpless, but I wasn't ordered by the courts. There was something in me. It was my higher power that was pretty much telling me, we're done with this drinking stuff. We're done. Scrape yourself up. You need some help. You need some mental help. This is what I was. This is all coming from inside of me. You need some help. You need to be at the Long Beach VA in the morning. And that's what I did. I got up the very next morning. Um, I got up the very next morning and went. And that was 6 years ago. And I haven't had a drink in 6 years with the help of my higher power. It's all my higher power. None of it's me. It's all my higher power. Okay. But saying that to say this, I wasn't court ordered to go, or I wasn't court mandated to go. I didn't have to have a court card. Some of us just know after well over 20 years of boozing that the responsible thing is just to get it cleaned up. And I don't know where I got that mindset from, but that mindset was in me. And I got cleaned up. So I say that to say this: you don't have to have a court card to go to AA meetings. You don't have to have one. If you know you're an alcoholic and you know you need to be somewhere where you can get some help for that drinking problem, and you going down to that AA meeting, you get down there, and if you don't have a card to pass up, that's fine. You just get down there and you listen. That's the first thing that you do. You get down there and listen. Because there's going to be an open discussion. That's the B. It's going to be an open discussion. You're going to have a few members speak briefly about the AA process and AA procedures and things. And then they're going to get down to the meeting where alcoholics are going to start talking. They're going to start sharing their experience. They're going to start sharing their strength. And they're going to start sharing that there's hope out there. And when I got to these rooms, I was hopeless. I figured there was no hope. I did. But there's hope out there for you, for me, and there's hope out there for you. So please go to the meetings and just listen. Just listen. Listen to these alcoholics talk. I guarantee you, you will hear yourself in these stories, male or female. You'll hear yourself in these stories. So get down there. It's very important. Okay, after that, then they close. That's for open discussion meetings. Now, closed discussion meetings, this is what I was talking about a little earlier. Okay, they're conducted the same way that open discussions are, open discussion meetings, but this one, like I say, is just for hardcore alcoholics. So they'll close that out. Just for alcoholics, for the perspective of just straight hardcore alcs. And if you're a veteran like myself, I went to meetings at the VA hospital in Long Beach, so I was surrounded by veterans. I was around people who went out to sea, people who had to leave their families like I did, people who had the same experience that I did as far as our attention to duty, our attention to camaraderie amongst service members. So it was easier for me to be around service members. I was able to relate to their stories because they're service members, and it just was a better experience for me, a better learning environment for me. It's the learning environment is going to be a lot, and it's up to the individual where they feel comfortable when finding a AA home. So again, it's totally up to you. Open discussion meetings, closed discussion meetings. If you hear closed discussion meetings, they're not shutting you out. They're not excluding you. It's just that it's for one, for hardcore alcoholics, but two, talk to them. Let them know, hey, I'm new to this process. I really want to know. One thing about AA is everyone in AA is very enthusiastic about newcomers, and they're happy that you want to learn. So they're going to have a good word for you. Just remember, in AA, there's no mistakes in AA. AA is a place where you learn, and learning, you're going to continue to learn. I've been in this process now for 6 years. I'm still learning every day, and this is a learning process that you have to embrace. You have to embrace continual learning. Continual learning, you got to embrace that. And for me, myself, I love learning. I want to learn something new every day. I want to do that. So, again, that's for the for the closed discussions. Now they also have step meetings, and step meetings are usually closed. These are meetings where you discuss the 12 steps. Now I will be doing 12-step meetings where we're going to be discussing the 12 steps. I'm going to read the 12 steps. We will discuss the 12 steps. That's called Big Book Study. I'm going to be having Big Book Study as well. These studies are going to be online. They're going to be available for you. And during Big Book Study is where you will bring your big book. You will bring maybe a highlighter, a yellow highlighter, and you will bring a pencil or a pen so that you can take notes. These Big Book Studies are very important, and I learned about Big Book Studies from the Radiant One. I have to give him all credit for my advancement in Big Book Studies. When Raymond T, the Radiant One, would hold Big Book Study, I would be right in front. And this guy was just amazing with he was an amazing orator, and the way he would present was just very easy for a newcomer to grasp. So I like to give a shout out to the Radiant One, Raymond T. Long Beach AA Group, VA. Raymond T is amazing. Also to my sponsor, Big Tommy from Compton, like me. Amazing dude, Big Tommy. That's my sponsor. That dude is great. All right, I'm rambling again. Okay, now also, I think I started off with E. Okay, AA members also take meetings into correctional facilities and treatment settings. This is great because we're getting, AA is reaching out everywhere. AA is getting people help that need it. The alcoholic that needs help, AA is reaching out there. And to all of our people who are out there in correctional facilities and treatment centers, this is another reason why we have a moment of silence, because we're praying for you. We want you to know that your brothers and sisters out here in AA, we know that your higher power is with you. We know your higher power has not abandoned you. We know your higher power has put boundaries around you. And you're safe. You just have to learn about your disease. Learn that there is a way to manage it. And learn that you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do it. You got to believe in yourself. You can do anything you put your mind to. I ran 4 marathons. 4 marathons. Because I put my mind to it. I'm from Compton. I didn't know anything about running marathons. I just put my mind to it. 4. So, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm no special dude. I'm just a servant. That's what I am. I'm a servant and a volunteer. That's what I am. A servant and volunteer. Okay, last but not least, AA members may be asked to conduct the informal meetings about AA as part of a alcohol safety action project and driving while intoxicated programs. Okay, these are 2 programs that are set up to encourage our youth not to drink and drive. As we all know, we have a problem with our youth in this country. And I myself am guilty of this as well. As soon as our youth pass the driver test, I believe it's at 16. As soon as our youth pass the driver's test, our youth are so happy that they have a driver's permit that they're just willing to, 1, drive anywhere, but 2, have reckless friends. And and what we want to do is we just want to educate. We want to educate today. We want our youth to be adventurous. We want our youth to be adventurous and spry, but we also want them to be knowledgeable about the effects of driving, what driving while impaired will do to you. And there are a lot of programs like this. Some of them even put these kids behind the wheel, not intoxicated, but they'll put them behind the wheel. They'll set up the orange cones, and then they'll put distractions around the 16 or 17-year-old driver. Like they'll put cell phones in the seat. They'll have the cell phone go off and ring while the 16 or 17-year-old is maneuvering through the cones to see if they can maneuver the cones and listen to the sound, or if they'll hit the cones while the phone is ringing. So there are several different things that and programs that they do to bring awareness to young people about the dangers of drinking and driving. All amazing programs. Okay, these meetings about AA are not regular AA meetings, though. You know, these are sponsored mainly by the county or by the DMV or by the treatment facility, if that treatment facility offers this type of rehabilitation. You just have to check with the program. Okay, now this is going to be quick because this is what AA does not do. Okay, what AA does not do. Okay, AA does not furnish initial motivation for alcoholics to recover. What that means is you got to be motivated. You gotta want to recover. You gotta want it. Nobody's going to want it for you. You gotta want it. You gotta want to stop drinking. Like I said before, I was a fool for over 20 years. I could have stopped drinking the very next day that I had a drink, but I didn't. I was stubborn in my ways and in my thinking, and I thought I could do it myself. And it took over 20 years for me to finally be fed up with screwing up my life. And until I came into these rooms, and my motivation was my salvation. My motivation was my life. I wanted to live again. I wanted to live a normal life again. I just wanted to be a normal dude who got up, went to work, exchanged pleasantries with people. Just a normal dude. That's all I wanted to be, was just normal. That was my motivation. Okay, solicit members. We don't do that here. You know, we don't. AA is for people who want to be here. You know, you gotta want to live a healthy life. Nobody can make you want to take that alcohol bottle out of your mouth. You gotta want to do it, and then you gotta want to learn how to stay sober. And part of staying sober is, helping others. It's part of staying sober. So we don't solicit members. But if you see somebody and you know they need help, you know they're alcoholic, you have a right side of your heart and the left side of your heart. I appeal to the right side of your heart to do the right thing. You see somebody that's hurt, it is up to you. Roll up on, hey, can I help you? What's the problem? You know, if you see somebody need help, I see a veteran under the bridge. I see a vet that needs some help. I don't leave him to VA, but I get him that number. I give him that 1-800 number. Give him some help. And you can do that. You know, that's one thing you can do. Okay, engage and sponsor research. Engage in or sponsor research. You know, we don't, or sponsor research. You know, we don't do that. We don't engage in research. We don't sponsor research. Everything's already written. You know, Bill W. did all the work. And look, all the information that you need is on the AA website. So don't try to make nothing up. Just go to the AA website. All the information is already written. Go to the AA website. Do it that way. Keep attendance records or case history. Okay, AA is not going to keep your attendance records. You got to do that if that's what you want to do. If that's what is on your heart, then you do that. But the attendance is really just for you or your program to make sure that you are there. But like I said before, there are going to be millions of alcoholics who aren't on a program and don't have to have attendance. So It's just not required. Okay. Okay. Joint councils or social agencies. Although AA members and AA groups and services offices frequently cooperate with them, we talk to anybody. Hey, we want our message to get out. We trying to help the alcoholic who still suffer, and so we'll talk to anybody. But we're not associated with any with any groups, none of that. AA, that's all we do. Okay, number 6, follow up or try to control its members. Nobody here is going to try to control you. Nobody here is going to follow you around. Nobody here is going to be surfing your Facebook or, chasing you. We don't do that here. This is a program where you have to learn how to make better choices. The program is going to help you to try the process of making better choices, but that's up to you. That's up to you to do. You got to do that. Okay. Now, AA does not make medical or psychological diagnosis or prognosis. We're not doctors. Okay, we're just here to get the word out. That's what we do. Although we do encourage everyone, go see your doctor. Go see your doctor. Tell your doctor about what you're doing as far as getting some help through AA. Tell your doctor, I'm going to AA meetings. I've been to 2 AA meetings. Tell them how you feel about it. I'm not really comfortable. I sit in the back, but I'm feeling better about it. I know it's something I need to do. But tell your doctor something about your progress. If your doctor sees that you're trying to make some progress, then your doctor's more apt to give you the information that you need that's really going to help you more. And the more information that we all receive, the better we all will be. Okay, now, AA does not provide detox or nursing services, hospitalization, drugs, or any medical or psychiatric treatment. Seek those all on your own through your medical provider. Seek all of those treatments through your medical provider, but not at AA. Offer religious services or host sponsored treatments. Okay, we're not a religious program. Okay, we do encourage everyone to have a higher power, whatever your higher power is. Your higher power could be trees. It could be nature. It could be the sun. It could be anything that's positive that's not you. Anything that's positive that's not you can be your higher power. For me, I choose to call my higher power God because I grew up in the church. I grew up in a Pentecostal church in Compton, Tower of Faith Pentecostal Church. It's where I grew up. I played drums there since I was probably 9 years old. So that's just that's my own personal higher power, but you can choose your higher power that works for you. Okay? I choose to call my higher power God, and I was raised in a Pentecostal church. Now, AA does not engage in education about alcohol. Okay, we don't engage about education about alcohol, but I'm going to be reading in Big Book Study a little bit about, I'm going to be reading from what we call our Magna Carta, and you're going to get a little bit of history from that. Just a little bit of history, not a lot, but you are going to get some history from it. Okay? But AA itself, we're not here to educate you on the dangers of alcohol, but I suggest as a college graduate that you research it. As I suggested, research about alcohol. just because all information is good in my eye. Provide, okay, AA does not provide housing, food, clothes, jobs, money, or any other welfare services. But what we do encourage is for you to seek these services out. If you need housing or food or clothes, jobs, seek these services out. You can seek them out countywide. You can seek them out citywide. Go down to your city hall. If you don't know where to go down to your city hall. City hall will, they have offices there in every city hall that will provide you with the information to get these services. They'll provide you with the information to get these services. And that's what you need. You need the information to get these services. Now go to your city and county offices or facilities, or go online. You can find a lot of these things online, whichever city that you are in. I'm in California, it would be www.ca.gov. www.ca.gov would be for California. Okay, now 12. AA does not provide domestic or vocational counseling. Okay, again, you can get all of these counseling and things through your healthcare provider. But we do encourage that you get these services. Get all the information that you need to stay sober. Okay, number 13. Accept any money for its services or any contributions from non-AA sources. What that means is we can't be bought, by any other types of organizations or political affiliations, because we're not trying to do that. We're just trying to help the alcoholic who still suffer. That's all we're trying. That's what we're here for. So we don't have any political views, and that's just not our concern. We're here to help the alcoholic who still suffer. That's what we're here to do. And also, next thing, 14, provide letters of reference to parole boards, lawyers, court officials, social agencies, employers, or etc. Don't come to the meeting and ask for letters and things, because you can't get them at the AA meeting, because that's not what we're there to do. We're only there to just to get the information out, and our meetings last about an hour. So it's just not the place for it. But you can get all of these letters and things that you need from either the program that you're in, or once you get set up with a treatment facility, they'll provide you with paperwork. When I was set up with the AA group through the Long Beach VA, I was given papers that I had to show that I went to meetings, like a sign-in sheet. And so I presented my sign-in sheet. Meetings were Tuesday and Thursday, so twice a week. And I went to the meetings, I believe, for I'd say about 3 years straight, maybe 4 years straight of meetings. And at the Long Beach VA, where I had documentation that I was there, so I didn't have to keep it because I wasn't mandated to keep it, but I kept it anyway, just for me. So anyway, that's information on Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay, I have one more brief video on information on Alcoholics Anonymous. So that's going to be part 2. So we're going to get ready for part 2. But before we get ready for part 2, I'd like to thank everyone who came here to Serenity Channel. Here we are self-supporting, but I do have a donate button. If your higher power leads you, please donate. This is an undertaking that I didn't understand was so costly, but I'm, my higher power is here with me, so I know that I can do this. But as alcoholics, my mission is to is to help another alcoholic, and I want to do that. So thank you, and God bless.